How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to another video on the channel. This was one of the grindiest matches ever. This is going to be how to beat Runick for hire. Before we begin, make sure to leave a thumbs up on the video, subscribe if you are new as always. And Runick for hire, arguably one of the best decks of the format. This deck is extremely strong, draws up to 6 cards per turn. This deck is insane. It can grind with the best of them. And Branded doesn't have the best matchups, but we are playing 60 cards, so we're not going to get decked out. And we are playing a certain card in the extra deck that cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effect, so we're going to be relying on that. So they open a crazy hand, but we are going first. We have pretty much access to all of our engines here. We go for this, this is always what you should be doing, protecting your Aluber from Imperm. I go for the normal line. Besides Gwem here, we kind of have everything. Serenir, Dumb Retribution, Lubellion, Grab Branded Lost, Fusion with this, get the negate. This is how you should do this. Don't be tempted to fire off your Cartesia too early. Wait for the Lubellion and the Branded Lost. You get another negate off of that, off of that patience. This is the line I go for in the 60 guard build. Mirror Jade with a negate, with Ad Libitum in Graveyard, in which I send with the Granganil. I think this is the best setup the deck can do. Ideally, you have a Quem and a Cartesia on board as well. This is like with the max full hand, but this is like the basic, It's 2 Mirror Jades, 1 negate, and, pop 2, draw 1, pop 1, draw 2 with Chimera, and Ad Libitum. So their hand is really, really good. But now we are waiting, we have a lot of things to deal with here, so we're going to have to see how this goes. They discard Donpa. I try to prevent them access to the field spell. Like, they need to hard open Runick Tip, which they of course do. Why wouldn't they? But it makes them, play another Runick card. It's forcing them to play another Runick card in order to get to the field spell, which is good. You want as little of Runick spells in their hand. That way you control their draw. So this is what I'm trying to do here. Just negate that. To be honest, I should have probably banished this with a Mirror Jade. Because, level 2, you know what's coming, right? You basically know it's coming, but it's fine. We hold. Runick Fountain, at this point, it's kind of guaranteed that they have more things, more Runick spells in the hand. Jet Grab Starter, they go for Mannequin Cat, I immediately banish that. And they chain Runick Destruction on my Branded Lost, and then I grab Branded Red. I go for a Chimera here. They banish 4 off my top, and then they banish this. Runick Tip is going to be chain 1, right? They're going to chain Flashing Fire to Special Summon. This is where I make another misplay. I decide to try to pop the Fountain here, which was a misplay. Because if I pop the Fountain here with Chimera, they can protect with Hugin. They banish it. They get their extra monster zone free again. But in this case, I think the only one that they haven't activated is Freezing Curses, if I'm not mistaken. So they kind of have to hard draw it, but we'll see. I should have popped the blue here. That way I prevent them from activating more Runick spells. They have 1 card in hand. They're going to draw 3 anyway. So it was kind of like, I wanted to get a little bit more pressure on the board. Yeah, but now, they can just summon again. They go for the Moonin, Tribute, Rooker for hire, go for Rex. Again, this one, it tributes for cost, so you can't really, if I would have Mirror Jade before, they would still have chained it. Now they go for the Runick lines. I still have the Mirror Jade live. They activate Starter here, which they didn't activate up until now, which is solid. I still have a lot of plays to go through. They negate. I go for this. Yeah, basically they have to end their turn here, and it's kind of game from here. They do have 2 more Runick spells. So as long as I don't play into Destruction, they can still summon, right? But I just go for here. I go for the Albaz. This is a beast. You can Rinbrom with it. We have a lot of cards. We should be okay even if they draw cards. So they're trying to draw for the beginning of the turn just to have cards in hand. They draw Freezing Curses and Slumber, which is good. Freezing Curses are really good against this. And here I try to go for this, chain in red, and basically, like, this is should be your goal against Runick decks, basically. This should be your main goal. Try to get Dragoon on the field. We win game 1, but wait, guys, this is not over. Not by a stretch of the imagination. I think Runick for Hire is definitely one of the best decks when it goes first. It's definitely a really, really strong deck that not a lot of decks can match up with, because this deck has all the setup that it needs. Right here, they make a little bit of a weird board, but they still manage to draw. They're still going to get the fall go. So what this deck does, basically, is the Runick engine draws cards, which you probably know of. Here, they can actually search Ghost Bell. Like, they excavate 3 with Rafale, grab 1 to hand. And then what the deck does is use Rex in order to special summon a monster, pop a monster on your field, and fall go, when that happens, draws 3 cards. So on their turn, they can draw 6 cards, which is nuts. That's why they play a little bit more hand traps, more Runick stuff, and the Runick engine does everything. It negates, it pops, it gets back row, it protects from battle. So yeah, here we're not in a super good situation here because we drew. This is the problem with multiple Quests, Alubers. These are 3 normal summons, so only one of them is alive, and then Gold Sark gets you to these 2 as well. So what I'm trying to do here is make my Branded in Red live, first of all. So I get a setup with Albaz, go for this, and draw a Dark Magician, which isn't a bad draw in this case, because here, Branded in Red just makes the Dragoon on its own. But they have Ghost Bell here, unfortunately, which we know of. So we're trying to, grab Branded Lost, because Bell cannot negate, since Bell negates activation, it cannot, they cannot activate it under Branded Lost. So they try to pop, and then they're going to draw 3 cards. Basically here, I could have played a little bit, but they would have still, probably pushed on. I don't know why I scooped so early, but probably thought it was worse than it looks. So I get the big keep going. I don't go for the Dragoon line here for some reason, but you're gonna see this game is absolutely insane. Dear Servant, I try to not overcommit the board. Set 2 in red and beast here, and yeah, this is not the best end board. Like, you could have ended on Dragoon. Thankfully, we didn't. By the way, they just top decked the Dark Ruler no more. So here, we go for Dragostapelia, we replenish our board, we get another monster in addition to that. Now they have 3 Rex in hand, which I knew about, by the way, because they had Fossil Dig, then Fossil Dig again. They still have 2 Runicks. So they're trying to hold off the Runicks to play it out as if they don't have Runicks, which is really annoying. So Slumber, Summon, I let it go through. Mirror Jade to banish, not going to do the same mistake again. Albaz Engrave, so I send the Rin Broom. It's going to be an interruption right now. Fountain, tip to search, grab freezing curses, and now they're going to draw 2. And they have 2 freezing curses, 2. This is crazy. This was their hand? Man, I can't believe I didn't win this earlier. So, yeah, this gets negated. Chain freezing curses. Here, unfortunately, I couldn't chain Dragostapelia here. No, but that would have still been negated. So it's negated. They get Rookie. They don't have access to any Sprite cards, so they're just going full on for Hire here. They get Search, Rafale. This can special summon the Rafale, can excavate 2. Grab Destruction, which is really good in this scenario because they have more cards. Now, I have 3 Branded Fusions out of my deck at this point. Just so you know. Fall Go, I don't have any interruptions here, and they just passed on Donpa. So what they will do is summon, then they're going to pop with Donpa, and I do have still a Banish and a Negate, but they have Freezing Curses. So we're trying to play against that. I know 1 card in their hand, Retaliating Sea is kind of annoying, but let's see how we can break this. So Patchwork is really big here. They just go for the immediate draw 3. They need to draw cards here. So here, I could have chained Mirror Jade. Oh, my Mirror Jade wasn't live in this scenario, I think. So they try to pop, and I try to chain the Cartesia here. They chain Rafale to negate. I chain Dragostipelia to negate the Rafale, and then they chain Freezing Curses to negate, to negate the Dragostipelia. So basically, my board is again dead. I do have Quem here live, but nothing really to do off of Quem. And then they draw, an absurd number of cards. Poly, Retaliating Sea. I go for a Chimera here. I can chain block. I can start popping cards. Slumber to protect the sea. And I do forget about the Slumber, but they start banishing cards off my deck. Tragedy, search for the Aluber. Now I can get Quem to summon back this. Now I activate Fallen Valbaz. This gets banished. This gets banished. I make a Mirror Jade again, which is still not live, but I know I have Battle Phase, and I also managed to get rid of the Fountain. So here I'm like, I need to make this game, but I can't, unfortunately, because of Retaliating Sea. I don't have enough damage to make this, to make this game. Brandon Red. Now I forget the Retaliating Sea has Battle Protection because of Runick Slumber, which is very, very annoying here. I could have had game. This is the sad part. If I remember this, I go, I think I didn't activate Mirror Jade here. So I would go Mirror Jade, banish this, attack Donpo with the Quem, and these are just game. But I messed it up. So I forgot about that. Has Battle Protection. Now I go for, the Mirror Jade is not going to be super impactful next turn. Set up with Brandon Red, which is going to be good if one of these gets to the graveyard. I do want to have some setup and some negates. So I get hit with the Harpy's Feather Duster. This gets popped. Effect. Now, they're trying to like deck me out because they're not going to end on any board. But now I can get this. They negate. Again, the reason I activate Quem here is to force them to use more Runick spells. Force them to have as little Runick spells in their hand as possible because this is what their deck relies on. So again, we keep on grinding. Sprite Jet, and this is the point, the most dangerous point of Runick is where they have no Sprite cards in deck and they have no for hires cards in deck. They only have Runick cards in deck. Think about this. They have 15 Runick cards in their engine usually, so now they have an additional 2 here. At that point, they just have interruptions and draw 3 every turn. So you have to play around that and play through that mostly. This is it. Like, these 14 cards and the Slumber are all the Runick cards that they have. They actually have 5 in graveyard. Well, you get what I'm saying. They keep milling me, but thankfully we have 60 cards. They draw another 3. Dark Ruler, 2 Freezing Curses, set Dark Ruler. This protects the field off of Mirror Jade, and we keep on playing. Our main goal here is to get to Dragoon, right? This wins the game, but we have no branded fusions left. All of our branded fusions are banished, and we have 1 Albaz banished and 2 in deck, which is very good. So now, Brandon High Spirits, we grab one of the Albazes that we have. We play True Grand Guignol. Now a card left the extra deck. We want to bring back some cards from the graveyard, Mirror Jade specifically. Here is our Dragoon, ladies and gentlemen, and another Fallen of Albaz. So no Fallen of Albaz in deck. Instantly, they draw 3 more cards, change starter, get another negate. This is absolutely nuts. They negate here with red. We just go for damage here. We don't have a way to clear this board. They don't have a battle phase, so they're trying at this point to deck us out. We have 10 more cards in deck. Slumber. Yeah, Slumber to protect. They draw. I do get the Albaz here. And then I get to the Lubellion, which is all I wanted. Just hopefully they don't have anything to stop that. And now they have Dark Ruler for this. Let's see if they can out the Dragoon. I think they could have outed it with this, right? Target 1 for hire, 1 monster for hire you control, 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy them. I don't have opening in graveyard, so that's unfortunate. But it is a really insane matchup. They get another Folgo, another Donpa. I don't understand why they did it like that. I was looking at this, like, if you bounce the Dragoon, I mean, they have 500 life points, so that's probably why. They set, I go to main phase, activate this effect, and that's it. That's GG's. Very grindy, thankfully, I managed to get to the Lubellion. Hold your Lubellions until the end, like, this is super crucial. And yeah, I hope you learned something. I think my biggest tip for you when it comes to this matchup is get your Dragoon as early as possible. Even if they have Dark Rulers, it's the best interruption that you have. Like, even like a solo Dragoon on board usually does more than your entire deck. Either this or Sanctifier, but this can negate stuff and, you know, burn for life points and get big and, you know, stuff like that. I hope you did learn something from this. Leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. What do you think about this matchup? What are you finding so hard about Runick for Hire? I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace.